What's happening, my film nerds? David the Film Junkie here, bringing you a film review of Superman Lives, What Happened? A lot of you guys know about this documentary that was released by Jon Schnepp. You know, he was, when he found out about the Superman movie that never was, he just got obsessed with it and finally released the documentary. And and I'm so glad he fucking did it, because I remember reading about this. Imagine little tiny film junkie. It was like it was meant to be. I was supposed to do this job right here. I mean, it's not really my job yet. But I mean, it still is, but I'm not making a total living off of it. But I remember reading about this. I remember reading about this Superman movie and hearing that Tim Burton was going to direct a Superman movie starring Nick Cage, and they were throwing out like all these other actor names like Jim Carrey, Kevin Spacey, Chris Rock. They were throwing out all these names to play all these characters, and I'm going, wow, this sounds amazing. So basically what Schnepp did, I don't even know if I'm saying his name right, but basically what he did, he just started uncovering like concept art. He started interviewing people. He interviewed Tim Burton, production designers, producers like Jon Peters, and the script writers, Kevin Smith, and there's two other script writers too that wrote scripts for this movie. He didn't interview Nick Cage, probably because Nick Cage was a little heartbroken. But he just went through and just gave us the information of what happened, you know, and just, you know, the process of trying to get this fucking crazy movie, this crazy unique Superman movie that was just going to be elaborate and unique and just a totally different spin on Superman that they were trying to get to the big screen, and then all of a sudden, bam, shut down. So the movie starts off with just like he's at WonderCon and he starts asking people about this movie and how would Nick Cage be as Superman, and a lot of people are up and down about it. When I think about it, yeah, it would have been weird to see a Nick Cage Superman, but part of me is like, I want to see a Nick Cage Superman, because I love Nick Cage. I mean, in the 90s, Nick Cage was unstoppable. Leaving Las Vegas, he won an Academy Award, and then, of course, you had The Rock, you had Face Off. You had all these, like, movies that it was just like, bam, 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 Nick Cage, Nick Cage, Nick Cage. He was in all these movies, and then, of course, in the 2000s and then mid-2000s, it was like, what the fuck is up with Nick Cage? He's got that receding hairline going on. Oh! That was my Nick Cage impression. It was pretty bad. But anyways, yes. So they kind of go through that. First, he talks to Kevin Smith mainly because Kevin Smith actually wrote the first draft. I mean, he was brought in by Warner Brothers, and there was all these ideas. There was like 3 ideas that they were like, hey, we need a screenwriter for, and they said, oh yeah, we got this Superman flick. And of course, Kevin Smith, he's the nerd of nerds, man. He knows the DC universe. He's a huge Batman fan. Of course, he knows Superman, and so he took the job. And then of course he wrote this script, and then he took notes from Jon Peters, and fuck Jon Peters. Yeah, that guy is, that guy is cuckoo kachoo, man. That guy, and he's kind of like, if you were going to have like an antagonist in this documentary, which you really don't have that. I mean, I guess you do, but yeah, he is definitely the antagonist. That guy had some pretty crazy, like, he had 3 things he didn't want, and of course he denies all of it too, but everybody said like, yeah, he wanted that. He didn't want Superman to fly. He didn't want Superman in the suit. What? And then he wanted Superman to fight this fucking spider. He just was obsessed with this spider. And, well, you know, after this movie was shit canned, Peters produced Wild Wild West, and guess what was in there? A big fucking mechanical spider. So they talk about that, and then of course he talks to Tim Burton. Tim Burton he talks about all the motion, and he was literally in Tim Burton's house. It was awesome. Tim Burton was sitting on this fucking, like, almost like a throne chair. It was pretty awesome. It was awesome to see that, and then the concept art. I mean, it was basically going to have Brainiac, Lex Luthor, and Doomsday in it. And of course it was going to be based off the story arc of when Superman got killed by Doomsday, which I have read. I read that when I was a kid, reread it again. It is a great Superman, probably the best Superman story. And what's great about it too is you actually see them testing out costumes. You see them testing out costumes in it, and you see Nick Cage with the long hair. They were going to do like a little bit of a long hair Superman, which a lot of people were like, what the fuck? But in the 90s, Superman, I remember collecting some of the comics where Superman had long hair. To be honest, yes, this probably would have been a pleasurable disaster. I mean, like, it would have been a guilty pleasure film just to see it and just be like, whoa, this really didn't work, but for some reason I can watch this. But what I gathered from this documentary that I wanted to see was they had a very an interesting take on Clark Kent. Not Superman, but Clark Kent. Because everybody always goes, really? I mean, in this world, and especially in the, you know, in Man of Steel and of course Batman vs Superman, it's like, really, the only thing that's like guarding this guy's identity is a pair of fucking glasses? They were going to take it more extreme. They were going to make him like a nerd, like nerdy as all hell, just ratty hair, the glasses, and he was going to be wearing like just like shitty fucking clothing that didn't match, like a Mickey Mouse shirt with like a blazer over it. It would have been a better disguise, and that's what they were going to go for, and I actually really dug that. I think that they should actually incorporate that into newer Superman stories, like make Clark Kent. I mean, I know Chris Reeve, you know, he made him all like, oh, you know, he's like accident prone, and he just always, and he's like, oh, awkward, and oh, hey, what? That works, but he still looks like it's just the glasses that's just covering. I want to see him just, it just make it more of a disguise. So when it comes down to it, guys, watch this movie. Watch this documentary. If you can, I think it's on demand. You can go to his site. I'll put his site down below. Download it. You know, give him some credit. It's a well-made documentary. I mean, the only thing that sucks about it is like you don't really know exactly what the story and what was going to happen with it. I mean, you know about, you know, the character like Chris Rock was going to play Jimmy Olsen. I guess Courtney Cox or Sandra Bullock was going to play Lois Lane. Kevin Spacey was actually going to play Lex Luthor, and then we were talking about Jim Carrey playing Brainiac. But it's so funny too when you watch it, because you hear John Peters say the certain actors, and then when he asks Tim Burton's like, really? Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, John Peters is a madman and should stay away from these movies. So yeah, if you watched it, let me know what you thought about it down below. I really enjoyed this documentary and I highly recommend it. So watch it, guys, and let me know what you thought about it too. And also hit that like, thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Subscribe to my other channel too. Visit filmjunkie.com for all my videos. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. It's all down there for you to click, guys. I am Dave, the Film Junkie, and this has been a film review of Superman Lives! What happened? And you know what was great too? Kevin Smith was talking about his script. Batman was going to make a cameo in the script. I tell you what, Kevin Smith's script was probably the best one, but there was like two more. They hired on two more screenwriters to like redo the script, and it's like, what? How do you? It's Kevin Smith. He knows his shit inside and out, but they wanted something completely different, and I don't know. Anyways, guys, talk to you later.